So there we go, the national anthem's done with. It is now time for action. And Darren Ambrose, this is not a neutral atmosphere at all, is it? Because this stadium is packed with Czechia fans.
Yes, and you could tell on those national anthems, a couple of good singers in the Czechia team by the sounds of things as well. But look, yeah, it doesn't matter. The atmosphere, these players, as we said, the England team, some household names. They're used to big atmospheres, and this won't faze them one bit.
Let's recap the England team if you are just joining us. This is what we think it'll be anyway. Beadle's definitely the goalkeeper, and then Gray at right back. Quansah, Cresswell and Livramento we expect to start on the left-hand side. Midfield three of Scott, Anderson and Elliott in some makeup, and then a front three, again in some makeup, of Hutchinson, McAtee and Jonathan Rowe, the man who's been on loan at Marseille the last season on loan from Norwich. Dan Ambrose, it's quite hard to make a formal assessment of how England are going to line up in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll know more when we are the first couple of minutes. They're not playing with a recognised centre-forward. I've covered Ipswich a lot this season, as I know you have, James. And Amari Hutchinson, he has played as the number 10, and he's played up front for Ipswich. So it'd be interesting to see whether he does or whether they just play a three, and the combination of the three with Jay Stansfield on the bench that could make an appearance if they need a goal. Liam Delap's a big miss, but these players need to take this opportunity.
The two captains stepping forward to speak to the referee, who tonight is from Azerbaijan. Elchin Masiev is the man in the middle. There is VAR in this tournament. It is a German at the controls tonight. Søren Storks is his name. The England captain James McAtee stepping forward to do the coin toss with Václav Sek. I'm just looking at the England team as they're lined up in formation on our screen. The two teams have to submit a team sheet to UEFA for this one, but there can be a little bit of kidology in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be surprised if Livramento and Gray are on switch sides. I think they've got Gray down as a left back, and we've seen him numerous occasions for Tottenham this season play right back, as Livramento can play left back as well. So it'll be intriguing to see what formation, what personnel in terms of where they're playing that Lee Carsley has selected. But wherever they're playing, these players are top quality, and I think it'll be really difficult for this Czechia side tonight.
In terms of the England bench, two sub-goalkeepers who played in League 2 this season, Tommy Simkin with Walsall and Teddy Sharman-Lowe at Doncaster Rovers. Elsewhere, Ronnie Edwards, Hayden Hackney, Tom Fellows, who's been drafted in after Joe Bellingham pulled out to go to the Club World Cup, Brooke Norton-Cuppy, CJ Egan-Riley, who's left Burnley in the last couple of days, Jack Hinshelwood at Brighton, Sam Elling Jr. with Aston Villa, Jay Stansfield, Tyler Morton and Ethan Waleri. What do you think about that to leave him out?
I'm intrigued to understand the reasons why Ranieri's been left out, because he is a top talent who probably should be in this starting 11.
So here we go. England's quest for another European crown gets underway here in Slovakia at the fairly small DAC Arena here in Dunajská Streda, just down the road from Bratislava, but very close to the Czechia border, which is why the atmosphere here tonight is partisan. And a yellow card here for Elliot Anderson inside 15 seconds.
I mean, I'm watching the replay. We're lucky to get replays in front of us here. That is extremely harsh. It's the first challenge. It's no malice in it whatsoever. It's a coming together of the boots. That's extremely harsh to be given a yellow card for that after 20 seconds of this match, and now he has to be careful.
The Czechia coach Jan Sukuparek, the man in charge, it has been for a number of years, coming up to his 4th anniversary. England goalkeeper James Beadle just having to be wary here. There's a free kick to Czechia, midway inside the England half. Pitch in very good condition, but all of the surfaces have been fairly dry in the competition up until now. There has been one game already today, Denmark edging Ukraine in a 5-goal thriller. Free kick for Czechia is bent in deep towards the far post, but it was curled by Krzysztof Danek, who went past everyone and behind from the last man.
I think that's a good delivery into the box, actually, and then their danger man's safe in the box. If he just read that a little bit quicker, he would have got on the end, because no one went with him. It was a deep floated free kick. He didn't go early enough. He would have been a tap-in at the back post.
Well, England's qualification campaign didn't go totally to plan. They did win the group in the end, but a defeat on match day 3 away to Ukraine in added time meant that they were playing runners-up for much of the qualification campaign, but after beating Ukraine in their penultimate match, hammered Azerbaijan on match day 10. Ukraine beaten elsewhere, which then England went through without the need for a playoff. They come forward down the right here. McAtee into the area, lifts it into the box and headed away comfortably by Mete Hadash. It's behind and England have a corner.
Yeah, and I think we were absolutely right before when we were talking about formation. Amari Hutchinson is actually on the left, McAtee on the right, and Archie Gray is playing right back with Livramento left back. And it's a good start down the right-hand side. McAtee, Harvey Elliott combining really well, created an opportunity at the back post, but it was good header clear in the end for a corner.
No Liam Delap in this England side. Jonathan Rowe has taken the number 9 shirt, but he could play without a centre forward when they won the Euro 2 years ago. Anthony Gordon was the chosen man. So England corner on the left-hand side as we look down here from the commentary position. All the noise being made by the Czechia fans. Bent in from the left-hand side, but it goes past everyone. Out to play for a Czechia goal kick.
It's horrible when that happens. I used to be a corner taker, and 2 corners you don't want to hit is hit the front man or put it over the top of everyone. And it sounds obvious, but when that happens, you think, oh, it's the first one as well. You need to get that right, but he'll have another opportunity, no doubt.
England haven't actually played a friendly in the lead up to the tournament. Some clubs have opted, or some teams rather, have opted to play matches behind closed doors as to not give too much away and have more of an unofficial feel so that they can play 2 different 11s. Others have played a more visible game, but England here quite happy to go in fairly cold. Here's Hutchinson, plays a lovely ball in between 2 Czechia defenders, and Livramento away down the left-hand side. He's into the box, looking to shoot, plays it across goal, pushed away by the goalkeeper, and hooked into the air by Vidra as Czechia looked to hurriedly clear. Back in by Anderson. Livramento coming back from an offside position. Behind it goes, but England showing already that there is options for them to go wide.
Yeah, on both sides as well. We see McAtee getting down the right-hand side. This time it was the left-hand side. Lovely play by Amari Hutchinson on the half turn in the centre of the park. Plays a good ball. Hadash was called ball watching in the end for the Czechia defence, and it's just got the last part wrong. He tried to go across, and it was good defending in the end from Shalapek.
Czechia got to the finals by overcoming Belgium in the 2-legged playoff in the middle of November. They won 2-0 in Belgium before drawing 1-1 at home to secure their progression. They do have a pretty much fully fit squad to go with, apart from Mate Shin, who would have been here but pulled out of their squad before leaving Prague. Here's Jonathan Rowe for England, into Hutchinson, who's just inside the penalty area on the left-hand side, but it's just to go back out again, now sprints into it, plays it right away across goal. England with a chance, and McAtee somewhat awkwardly hits it there on his weaker right side. It curls back towards the other post and just drops out of play, but the flag's now up for offside anyway.
That is a huge chance as well. I know the flag was up for offside. I think it was on Amari Hutchinson before the initial play. I mean, from what I'm seeing, he's clearly onside, but he beats his man, Amari Hutchinson, as you'd love to see, puts a cross in. There's no offside there whatsoever, so James McAtee needs to score. He has to put that in the back of the net. VAR would have come into play and that would have been a goal. It was an unbelievable miss, James.
They've got a lot of lefties in this side, England, haven't they? You know, playing off the front. They've got McAtee who's a left footer, Hutchinson who's a left footer, and Elliott will be joining in left footer as well. Is it a case of putting your strongest left sider on the right to give them the best chance of scoring?
Yes, perhaps, but again, as we've both said, we covered Ipswich a lot this season. Amari Hutchinson is good at playing.
Czechia coming forward, a speculative effort from range there. This is hit by Patrick Vidra, who plays for Sparta Prague, who played almost 6 minutes here at the DAC Arena. Czechia 0, England 0.
Yeah, they'll be happy, England, if they limit Czechia just to these long-range speculative efforts. But yeah, as I was saying about Amari Hutchinson, I've seen him a lot in the Championship last season for Ipswich, this season as well, cutting in onto his favoured left foot when he plays on the right, and he's got a delightful left foot that he can bend into the far corner, as has James McAtee. So I'm sure we'll see them switch over at some stage.
It's Tino Livramento, who was clipped from behind there by Daniel Fila of Venezia. So a free kick to England just about on the halfway line here. Referee stamping his authority on this game very early on, but challenge from behind there by Fila could have been punished by a yellow card. There was no attempt to play the ball. Here's Jarell Quansah in his own half for England, into Anderson. Now Hutchinson. England have lost just twice in 15 games, becoming champions in 2023, albeit with a much changed squad. Only Cresswell and Harvey Elliott, who are both playing here tonight, were involved for England in the finals in 2023 in Georgia. Livramento on the left for England, approaching the edge of the penalty area. Into Rowe, goes back out to Anderson, midway inside the Czechia half, short square ball into Alex Scott. England have to go backwards here, on the halfway line with Charlie Cresswell, who's now playing his football in France with Toulouse. Alongside in Kwanzaa. Edges it out to the left-hand side, just inside the Czechia half here for Elliot Anderson. He didn't have too many options, so he goes back into his own half, but a clear pattern emerging here, Darren Ambrose, and that England are seeing almost all of the ball.
Yeah, we thought this would happen. Very patient build-up at the moment from England. They've gone all the way to the forward. Jonathan Rowan ended up coming all the way back to the Kwanzaa and Cresswell in the centre halves. I think they must have had 20, 30 passes at the moment.
Come forward down the right here is McAtee, challenged well by Fidra, who wins it back and plays it away here, and the home crowd, as you have to say it really is here, are urging Czechia to attack in numbers, but they've lost it now. Anderson edged it away to the right hand side, and Elliott picks it up, scoops it up over his man right in front of him as though he's playing beach football. It's over with Livramento now, plays in Hutchinson down the left-hand side. Hutchinson into the penalty area. Amari Hutchinson on his right! Fires it fairly central, quite high as well, but it was tipped over by the goalkeeper, Hornacek, and it's behind for an England corner.
Yeah, I love to see that. Amari Hutchinson, James McAtee has been doing it on the other side as well, getting the ball straight away, positive, attack your defender, can I beat you? This time he's cut inside onto his weaker right foot, but he's hit a good strike, but it's a good save by Hornacek. And what I'm seeing as well, James, is Tino Livramento is essentially playing as a centre midfielder some of the time. He's like an inverted fullback at the moment, and then Gray tucks around and they make a three.
Harvey Elliott's right wing corner here. The in-swinger coming from the Liverpool man. And it does swing. There was a slight push there in the side of Kwanzaa, who was never going to make the ball, but it's been picked up by former Jamaica international Amari Hutchinson by the left-hand corner flag, and he's been bundled into from behind there by Philip Krebsel. England have a free kick just 2 yards in from the corner flag.
Yeah, he didn't really need to do that, did he, Krebsel? He was going nowhere. He could have just ushered him out for a throw or a corner, and he just bundled into the back of Amari Hutchinson. Clever play from the England attacker. Always going to be a free kick.
England attacking the goal in the first half, but has big mass of Czechia fans steep behind it. Almost every time England get themselves into a threatening position. Charlie Cresswell has told the referee to keep an eye on what's going on with him, because there's a lot of pushing and shoving inside the penalty area. Elliott standing over it on the left, plays it in, curling away from goal. England can't make a contact. McAtee tries to swipe it towards goal, and did he take a deflection? Went behind off him last, and it's a goal kick for Czechia. 10 minutes gone, Czechia 0, England 0.
A little bit disappointing set plays at the moment, England. Not so much the delivery. Harvey's delivery there was perfect. Landed, literally bounced on the penalty spot. So the movement is a little bit wrong at the moment. Maybe the communication is wrong, and what set piece they're going to be delivering, whether it's short or long. But a little bit disappointing the opening first corners and free kicks.
England winners in 2023 for the first time since back-to-back wins in 1982 and 84. Looking to do the double again. Fiedel with a long ball away here up towards McAtee, but I think it's fairly obvious that long balls forward aren't going to be doing too much for England, are they?
No, they're not. They're having a lot of possession, England, on the floor, and I think that's what they need to do. Use the wide players, particularly Hutchinson, McAtee. They're the ones. They're the danger men. They're the ones that's going to cause problems. Those long, hopeful punts upfield, they're just going to be eaten up by the Czechia defenders.
Well, the main game yesterday was a thriller between Slovakia and Spain, the hosts here at this under-21 championship. Spain moved into a 2-0 lead in the first half, but Slovakia pegged them back by the hour mark. Spain eventually winning in the 90th minute. Here comes Czechia, low ball in, and so close to being tugged home by Václav Sejk. The Czechia captain sliding in at the near post, and surely any kind of touch there would have diverted it beyond Beadle.
Oh, he's millimetres, I'd say millimetres away from getting on the end of it. A lovely cross into the box. It's a perfect run as well. It's a great ball. Nothing was wrong with that. Just couldn't quite get on the connection sake in the box. Otherwise, that's going to be 1-0. It's great play from Czechia. First real time we've seen them get forward.
I think Sukumel it was who had a perfectly measured ball in from the left-hand side. A warning there for England. Czech was their top scorer in qualifying with 4 goals. Daniel Fila, who he's playing alongside tonight, chips in with 3. England back in possession here on the right-hand side. They're in their own half, and McAtee manages to ride one challenge. But one thing that Czechia do have on their side is certainly a lot of physicality and height in there as well.
Yeah, height is the right word. You look at those defenders, Pretzel, Shalopek and Spashio, they're some big defenders. And Jonathan Rowe, McAtee, Amari Hudson, not the biggest. Jonathan Rowe's a physical presence, but I just feel they need to be more patient, a little bit more patient in their build-up, use the wide players and try to get the centre midfielders making runs into the box.
Czechia in possession. They have it at the back at the moment. And speaking about England ahead of this game, the Czechia coach Jan Sukuparek was speaking and said that England's active defence and pressing will adorn their game. They were his words. They've got to be ready to eliminate those attributes and overcome their pressing to be successful. But he did say we need to score 2 goals or we won't get any points.
Yeah, maybe more as well. I mean, possession-wise, England are dominating. I mean, in terms of chances, we've already seen Sake have that chance millimetres from getting on the end. So, can I see them scoring? Before the game, I was thinking it's going to be really difficult for them to score, but they've shown enough in their little counter-attacks that they've had that they are dangerous. But I do agree they perhaps need to score at least 2 to get anything.
And they're playing with a lot of energy in their game at the moment as well. It'd be interesting to see whether they can maintain that over the course of the 90 minutes. It is a fast and furious schedule in the Under-21 Championship. We'll be bringing you all of England's games here. But 3 group games in 6 days, and with Slovenia their next game, England, before Germany play England in Nitra on match day 3. You would imagine that second game will see a fair bit of rotation. Referee penalising Czechia here for a handball, free kick to England inside their own penalty area.
Yeah, as they've gone on the attack, I think Stransky has gone into the box and he's tried to fool the referee and diving into the box. With Alex Scott and Livramento, no contact whatsoever. He's just tried a little. I think he's dived there. I think he's got away without a yellow card, and then he handled the ball.
Very quick to blow his whistle. I think one thing it probably wasn't was handball. He didn't make any meaningful contact with the ball. He just played it onto his arm.
I think he's tried to fool him though. I think he's tried to fool him and win the penalty, or he was hoping for a touch as he ran into the box, Stransky, but it didn't come. It was good defending in the end from both Alex Scott and Tino Livramento.
Cresswell at the back here for England, back to Beadle. An up and down year with Sheffield Wednesday after a mid-table finish in the Championship.
So he's got an unbelievable touch at the moment. He's been really tested, firstly by Livramento and then by Cresswell. With really sharp passes back to him, but his touch is on point at the minute.
Rowe on the left-hand side here for England. He's going to complete a permanent move to Marseille this summer. Finishing as runner-up in Liga. De Zerbi. England in possession. They've had almost 60% possession so far. Continue to pop it around in a horseshoe fashion. Anderson inside the centre circle, goes back into his own half here to Cresswell. Ponce takes a few steps forward, but it's Hutchinson who drops deep to receive and carries it 20 or 30 yards further forward. Now Livramento, his partner, down the left-hand side. Back to Hutchinson, approaching the left corner of the penalty area. Hutchinson into Rowe. Touch wasn't great and it was given away. Ponce and through his man to win the ball back. Fila goes down, free kick Czechia.
Looked initially to be quite a good challenge from Kwanzaa. He does come through the back of him, wins the ball, but that's always been given as a foul lately. I'd like to see Jonathan Rowe be a little bit more positive when he's getting the ball, and he's only having one touch all the time. He's setting them off, or he's going wide, he's going to the full-back. I'd like to see him turn and attack the defenders and see if he can create anything like that.
16 and a half minutes gone here in Dunajska Streda. Still from Slovakia, but it is Czechia 0, England 0. Just to mark your count for those other 21's games we've got coming for you here. We're live on Talk Sport on Sunday. It's a 6 o'clock start for England against Slovenia. So we've got Soccer Aid for you live on Sunday as well, something to look forward to from Old Trafford. And then next Wednesday we're back again, me and Darren, for England against Germany. And the second and third games being played in Nitra, elsewhere in the country. Here's Scott. He's shown his versatility for England throughout qualification, playing in the middle tonight, but has played at wing-back as well. Livramento here on the left-hand side. Look for that little reverse ball into Scott, who had made the run, but the avenue was cut off. Hutchinson goes back here now to Kwanza, just outside the centre circle. Scott, smart turn to get away from Wojtek Stransky. And now Rowe on the left-hand side. Stadium falls into near silence here as England come forward. It's a pretty sloppy pass in the end by Scott, intercepted by Fila. England trying to win the ball back as quickly as possible. Kwanza inside his own half, knocks it half safe, but it's out of play, but it goes off Kwanza last. It's a throw to Czechia, just 5 or 6 yards inside the England half.
I think if your England plays, frustration could play a part in this match. A really difficult team to break down in the opening 18, 19 minutes. You've got Hadash and Sukamel who dropped from attacking wing-backs to basically making a 5 in defence with Vidra and Stransky and Danek, a real deep 3. So they're working really hard, and I think you said it previously. Can they keep up the work rate that they're showing at the moment?
England nearly win it back through the persistence of Jonathan Rowe, but it's out of play off him for a throw-in to Czechia. 9 times they've previously been here at the finals, Czechia. They were winners back in 2002. Since then, a 4th place finish, the best they've been able to muster. And 6 appearances. It's been the group stage and out for them previously. Challenge inside the box there by Scott, wins the ball back for England. Carried away by Archie Gray into midfield. Anderson helps it to Hutchinson on the left-hand side. He's it forward. He's really assured and confident so far, Hutchinson. Up towards the edge of the penalty area. Stops and plays it square into Gray. Hutchinson looking to run his man down the line. Goes inside, then checks, goes back outside. Now Livramento, left corner of the penalty area. England trying to prise open this Czechia defence, which they've struggled to do so far. Anderson on the left wing, asks for players to come towards him, but no one does, so rolls it out of his feet and plays it into Gray. Short and sharp, 1 and 2 touch stuff here from England. Limited penetration up until now, but a pull back there by Václav Sek has given England a free kick just 5 yards outside the centre circle in a central position.
They seem really confident that the Czechia players won't break them down. They left Cresswell back on his own there, and you see Archie Gray and Livramento basically playing as number 10s, both of them, trying to get on the ball and make something happen, just leaving Cresswell on his own. They're that comfortable at the moment.
Czechia a really tight unit as well, aren't they? They're really condensing the play into that middle third of the field. They're having to try and be creative. Possession here inside their own half. Nearly halfway through the first half already. It's goalless here in England u21's opening game of the championship in Slovakia. Hutchinson receives it off Livramento, drives infield from the left side. Hutchinson again looking to take on his man here, Hadash, the right wing back, who's gone back with him. Into Rowe, back to Hutchinson. Back out to Kwanza, who step well forward into the opposition half. Anderson curls one over the top here, and Livramento in behind, nods it down, but couldn't quite get enough purchase on the header to find a teammate, and Czechia able to clear, but England keep on coming back here. Gray to Elliott on the right hand side. Harvey Elliott tries to skip inside, back to Scott. England slowly building here. Czechia, for their part, having them where they want them. England having to wait for that moment. Elliott bends the ball out to the right hand side, but whacks it towards the run there of McAtee, and it skips off his instep and out of play for a goal kick.
It's a good shape by the Czechia players. As we said, working extremely hard, and England are finding it difficult to break them down at the moment. think Amari Hutchinson, arguably England's most attacking threat at the moment. But it's difficult when you have a non-recognised centre forward playing in Jonathan Rowe. Obviously he's a wide player in himself. Sometimes not making the correct runs, not pushing the defenders back. Got to come up with another plan.
Plenty of talk about Lee Carsley, of course, took over the senior team at the back end of last year before Thomas Tuchel came in. I think we could really tell that he wasn't totally comfortable in being there, but news in the last week or so is that he has signed a new deal with the FA until 2027, having previously been on a 12-month rolling contract, so clearly something has changed there for him.
Yeah, and he's comfortable. He's comfortable in this job. He knows it really well. I think only lost 8 times since he's taken charge, winning around 49, I think it was when I last checked. It's a good record. I agree with you. I never felt he was as comfortable with the senior side. I did believe him when he said he didn't want to be the manager. So it's good news, though. It's good news because he's a good manager for this level.
England in possession again inside their own half. Their possession level almost up to 70% here now. Just through one shot on target so far in the game. It has been England's. Scott here on the halfway line. 23 gone. Anderson tries an incisive pass forward and gets it into the feet of McAtee, who was hoping that Gray was going to advance down the right-hand side, but wasn't quite there, and now the play goes for a throw into Czechia.
It's a lovely pass, Elliot Anderson into James McAtee. Just got his part of that wrong. With lack of communication with Archie Gray, thought he was going to get forward, but he didn't, and just passed it off the pitch. I could see this getting frustrating for England.
Yeah, they've just conceded a free kick as well. They've got to make sure their frustrations don't get the better of them here. Alex Scott is wearing an interesting mask around his face at the moment, which is covering his jaw. He did have a fractured jaw against Aston Villa back at the start of May. It's been a decent recovery for him, but it's quite confusing. It looks though he's got a really thick black beard.
I was thinking exactly the same thing when I see on the national anthem.
Here come England. Czechia give the ball away, and McAtee racing through the middle. Elliott's up on the outside. Deflected ball into his path. Angle tight. Elliott across goal, and the goalkeeper has it eventually. And holding on there is Hornicek in between the sticks for Czechia. England so close, and the kind of opening they've been waiting for.
Yeah, I think that was poor play all round. First of all, it was Jalopek that gave the ball away to James McAtee. I just think he got it all wrong. He should have waited for the defender, dragged the defender out a little bit more. He didn't. He attacked the defender, he passed it a bit too early, got deflected, and then it was Harvey Elliott in the end just got his part wrong as well, and it's comfortable in the end for Czechia. Hornicek just gathered the ball.
Yeah, he's the Braga number 1, plays in the Quarry in northern Portugal. And a good season with them.
I think they had too much time. It was 3v2, and I think it was McAtee. He just had too much time. He didn't know whether to draw the defender out or to play it early. He did neither in the end.
Free kick here to Czechia. Stansky has been left in a heap and holding his face at the moment. 25 minutes gone. Czechia 0, England 0. Granted, England haven't scored, but will Lee Carsley be happy enough with the way things are developing here or not?
Yes, I'd say that. Yeah, I think the game plan was always you're going to have a lot of possession. I think they're always a frustrating, especially these opening games, always frustrating. Can you break them down? Everyone's raring to go. Everyone's fully fit, 100%. So I think he'll be relatively happy. But I think, as we said, the frustration could build up the longer this game goes on at 0-0.
So, chance here for Czechia. James Beadle is sorting out a 2-man wall of Jonathan Rowe and Amari Hutchinson. And it's going to be Christoph Danek to swing it in from the left-hand side. And they make it count here. High ball put in, and a free header as well. Pushed over by Beadle to deny Stepan Chalupek. The header was fairly central. Either side in England could have been a real bother, but Czechia with the best effort of the game for either side so far.
Yeah, all the possession that England have had is Czechia that's had the better opportunities. Sake, first of all, missing the millimetres away from getting on the end, and now Chalupek, a free header, and I think he will be disappointed. It's straight at Beadle, and it's a comfortable save in the end. I'd say a yard either side, and that's 1-0 to Czechia.
So it is the corner now to Czechia. Look, what we've been regarded as an unlikely opener. Here comes the corner, headed away well by Charlie Cresswell, and now to play for Czechia. So breaking news coming in from North London, and news that will interest you, Darren Ambrose, because Tottenham have confirmed the appointment of Thomas Frank as their new head coach on a contract that runs until 2028. Seemed like a little bit of the hold-up there was to do with the coaching staff coming with him, but Justin Cochrane has arrived, Chris Haslam as well, Joe Newton, Andreas Georgeson has come from Manchester United to be first-team assistant coach. So Thomas Frank, the new man in charge at Spurs. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm delighted. To be honest, he's a fantastic manager. I was disappointed when Ange Postecoglou left. But if you'd have told me then that Thomas Frank was the manager to come in, I'd have been really, really pleased. And obviously Justin Cochrane, very highly thought of as well. He's come over us, and that as you said, I think that was the hold up. We always knew it was going to happen. It's cost Spurs a lot of money to get this over the line, but the progression is what we're after now, and I think he's the right man.
Tell you what, if it wasn't dull before, it's certainly not going to be dull now, is it, if he brings his Brentford style of play? One of the good guys in football as well, Thomas Frank. Delighted to see him get his chance further up the footballing pyramid. Sake here for Czechia, tries a hot shot from the edge of the penalty area. It was deflected off the legs of Archie Gray, and Czechia is having a little bit of a spell here. They have another corner on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. They're starting to come into the game. They've had the best opportunities of the match so far, and now they're getting a little bit of possession. As I said, frustration and lack of being able to break them down causes that frustration, but they're starting to enjoy themselves, it seems.
Players are gathering in the penalty area here, all in red tonight. Czechia, England in their white shirts with blue shorts and the blue trim. So a left wing corner here to be taken by Danek, and it's a free chance on goal, blocked in front of goal by Scott. It was Harash, I think it was, inside the penalty area, diverted it towards the far post, but don't think it was going in. But there were some claims by the Czechian players, and there was a handball in there. England now trying to counter with Rowe, but Czechia have players back in, and England have to go back into their own half.
Again, another really, really good opportunity from Czechia. They seem the ones more likely to score a goal in this game so far. I think that's 3 really good opportunities they've had, and just frustrating England at the moment.
Hutchinson on the left-hand side, played back by the Ipswich man into Elliott. Quansah creeping forward, has the ball just outside the centre circle, now goes left on this balmy night here in Dunajská Streda. Very, very warm. That is why so many of the Czechia fans behind the goal have their tops up. Darren's kept his off.
Sure, everyone's relieved. There's another example there as I'm watching the replay of that. I think it's Chalupek's opportunity. It weren't handball for me. It was Vidra in the end, sorry. But Harvey Elliott gets the ball, and he's got Jonathan Rowe, he's got McAtee, and he's got Amari Hutchinson all facing, all wanting the ball to feet. He tries to play one in behind the defence, and no one makes that run. It's really difficult when you haven't got that recognised centre forward in terms of breaking the lines of the defenders. Maybe Jay Stansfield might be an opportunity or an option quite early in this match.
Are you surprised that England haven't put another centre forward in the squad? I mean, they would have had to have reached into the age groups below, you would imagine, but to only bring Jay Stansfield?
Well, yes and no, because you'd say you'd be surprised not to have another centre forward, a recognised centre forward, but they're not playing one tonight, so whether he doesn't want to, now Liam Delap's not here, he doesn't trust Jay Stansfield, I don't know, he sees him as an impact player, but this is maybe the way he wants to play, go and try and win without a recognised centre forward.
Granted, Stansfield has played League One football this season, but psychologically that must be pretty hard for him to take, mustn't it? Having been in all these squads but isn't getting played. Yeah,
you'd say so, and I think he's good at that, Lee Carsley. He knows he'll know how to say the right things to the players. He'll know what to say to Jay Stansfield. along the lines of you're still really important to us, and can you make a difference off the bench? And who knows, if he comes off the bench, scores today, you could see him in the starting 11 on Sunday.
Václav Sejk is having a bit of a word with the referee here, or rather the other way round. The referee making a point to him. I think he was getting a little bit chirpy. England with a throw here that Gray will take into Scott, who traps it and plays it back to Gray, and Scott was fouled there, much to the annoyance of Sejk and the hordes of Czechia fans behind him in the stand. Here with Beadle, used to play the ball out under pressure as Spieler was closing him down, and now England can come forward with Quansah. Scott in the centre circle, almost on the centre spot. Plays it to Gray, who strides forward into the Czechia half. Plays it wide to the right-hand side into Harvey Elliott. Curls a high one into the box. And the Czechia defence between them doing just enough, and Haraš was just able to hold off the England man coming in there to make sure it drifted behind. Another goal kick for Czechia.
Yeah, poor at the moment. Last 5 minutes been poor from the England players. Harvey Elliott this time guilty of an overhit cross. I think what it showed you before the game started, you'd look and if you're neutral, you see the names, a lot of unrecognisable names for Czechia and a lot of household names. You'd think it's going to be a comfortable win for England. It's not always like that. Tournament football doesn't work this way.
And even in a stadium with just 12,000 people, there's clearly a high pressurised situation out there for England to deal with.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a hostile environment. The England supporters are trying to make the noise. We can hear them. But it's very much Czechia supporters out there being so close.
And it's warm as well. Something that these England players don't have week in, week out. Maybe slightly different. Jonathan Rowe playing in Marseille. 33 minutes gone. Goalless so far here on TalkSport 2. The game on Saturday is live for you on TalkSport. On a 6 o'clock start. Here come England. Hutchinson plays it across, and beyond everyone who were making their way into the penalty area. There's an England throw on the right hand side. And apologies, this is correct. That's a 5 o'clock start at the weekend on Sunday for the Slovenia game. 5 o'clock English time, 6 o'clock local time here in Slovakia.
I was just going to say another example of not having a centre forward on the pitch. Is a lovely ball across the box by Amari Hutchinson, but no one in the box whatsoever. Jonathan Rowe, McAtee sitting very, very deep.
England have it on the halfway line. Plenty of horns and hooters in this stadium here tonight, which is fairly new. It's existed here since 1953, but has been refurbished in the last 10 years to make it able to host games such as this. England come forward, toss quite in from the right hand side, which was awkwardly punched away by goalkeeper Horlicek. Sejk now making his way forward down the left hand side, just steadies himself as he waits for other red shirted players to join in the attack. He's now got Archie Gray at his back, and Gray just taps it down the play for a throw into Czechia right on the halfway line.
Yeah, it's a good hold up play by Sejk. He had nowhere to go really. I think there was only him and maybe one other feeler up the field against 4 or 5 England players. So it's good hold up play to win his team a throw in.
Well, England did play Czechia at the European Championship 2 years ago. Jacob Ramsey scoring before Emil Smith-Rowe made the point safe in the 4th minute of added time. And Daniel Feeler, who is actually playing here tonight, did score against England when they met in 2022 as well. He's been around the setup for a while now. One of the older ones at the age of 2022. Didn't have a great year with Venezia, relegated from Serie A. Didn't have it here with Livramento. To a player to come close to him. And obviously, he's that man, receives it, shifts it, moves it back out to Livramento on the left-hand side, who carries it forward now, drives in field, plays it square into Scott. Harvey Elliott makes himself available. Gray's going up on the outside, into Archie Gray now. Just challenged very quickly there by Martin Sukumel. Czechia emerge with it. Sejk tries a reverse ball forward, looking for the run there of Danek, who's gone beyond the England defence, but England able to recover it. Reset and go again. It's been a first half of few clear-cut chances, it's fair to say.
Yeah, in terms of England, absolutely. I think Czechia's had the best chances of the half. about three different chances. England not really produced anything in front of goal, albeit the possession stats must be heavily rated in England's favour. They're just trying to force it at the moment. They're forcing that last pass. They're not getting it quite right. Harvey Elliott was guilty of one a second ago, trying to find Archie Gray. Just under-hits it, lost possession. Just got to relax and be a little bit more patient.
Not been openings for England, but they just haven't managed that final ball so far. Didn't restart things here with a free kick, but it's touched short. And they go back to the halfway line, and they're just trying to lure Czechia out a bit here, just to find those gaps.
I think they have to, because we see it there. I think everyone within 30 yards of their own goal. Czechia, all 11 players. So they have to try to draw players out, to allow them an opportunity to break them down.
Harash, the wing back, but he's lost it now. Scott inside the penalty area, nearly fouled. It's with Rowe. Left side, hooks it into the area, but no one there to turn it home. McAtee had pulled a little bit deeper to the far side. And it's the kind of area where a centre forward would just crash it into the back of the net. Saker's now gone down. Seems to be taking the role of troublemaker in this game so far. He's holding the back of his head here. Ultimately going to be okay. Clash there with Cresswell, and Saker really was a bit naughty because he made a back for Cresswell there. Wasn't going for the ball.
Yeah, it was his own fault. As you said, he tried to hit under the rib cage of Cresswell, and Cresswell was just too big, too strong. Won the header, and they come out a lot worse.
Lee Carsley in a bit of hot water here because he stepped out of his technical area, and the fourth official is chasing him. They're going to restart here with a drop ball. Say, arguing with the referee, I think, about who's going to regain possession here. The referee just looks a little bit undecided at the moment. You can see it's a hot and sweaty game for the England players when we see them on our monitors.
Yeah, it looks hard work out there.
Yeah.
Sorry, James. It looks hard work out there for them, and as I said, they're just not doing enough, and you can really see a confidence building in the Czechia players as well.
Hutchinson here, really great run. He's gone beyond Fila, up towards the edge of the penalty area. Livramento takes over, puts in a cross. It's deflected. Oh, he nearly drops in at the far post. McAtee keeps it alive, and Elliott scores. England's first major chance, and no surprise, it's Harvey Elliott who's delivered. The man who fired England forward so often in qualification to reach Slovakia has given the Young Lions their opening goal of the tournament. Czechia 0, England 1.
And that would be a real weight lifted off their shoulders, the England players. It started with that man, Amari Hutchinson. Positive, running through, attacking the defence, finds Livramento. Deflected cross to the back post, but take nothing away from James McAtee. Just a lovely layoff to Harvey Elliott. Perfect, didn't have to have a touch. I'm just seeing the replay as a lovely cutback. Didn't have to have a touch on his favourite left foot, and it's a beautiful strike. I think Ornicek might be disappointed he didn't get nothing. It's come through a lot of players. Good goal.
Elliott just put his foot through that, and it flew through the goalkeeper as well. That's 9 goals in 9 under-21 caps now for Harvey Elliott. Might not always get the chances at Liverpool, which is fairly understandable, but he always delivers for England.
Yeah, and how often do you see them go through the goalkeeper's legs? It's a lovely strike. He didn't try to hit the corners. He just hit the target hard and low. Hornicek stood no chance. It just, before he knew it, had flown through his legs. And as I said, that will give England a lot of confidence now. Good time to score before half-time. They've dominated possession, and it's their first real chance in front of goal, and they took it.
Well, with that goal, he's now pulled level with Nathan Redmond as the 5th all-time goal scorer at under-21 level. His 10th goal. He only has a few ahead of him now. Saido Berahino, remember him? Francis Jeffers, Alan Shearer, Eddie Nketiah, who's out on his own in front with 16 goals for the 21s.
Alan Shearer can't leave those records alone, can he?
He did pretty well. We've played 41 minutes. It's Czechia 0, England 1 here on TalkSport 2. London with a corner to defend. Setting up zonally here. Czechia, as we mentioned, with plenty of height and physical presence as well, throwing plenty of bodies in there. In comes the corner towards the near post, and somehow it stopped on the line. Beadle was well behind the line. He might have gone down there off an England player, I think. But great reflexes from the goalkeeper to keep it out.
It was a great, as you said, great reflexes. I'm curious to see whether this was handball by Joel Quansah on the goal line. I know it will get checked, of course, but I thought it was in. Then it just ended up in Beadle's hands.
Somehow he was just suddenly there, wasn't he? It looked like it was one of those that was going to agonisingly creep over the line.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing the replay on our monitors in a moment.
Seven Storks, the German VAR is checking, but our monitor at the moment not suggesting that VAR check is going on more than it might do normally, so it looks like England are okay. McAtee plays it in between the lines here for Alex Scott, who's dribbled away from one challenge and fires one towards goal. It was quite high but comfortable for Lukasz Monicek.
Yeah, it's a good strike, Alex Scott. He's getting some good positions, both defensively and attacking, as we see in the replay now as it's come in. I think it's hit his arm, Joel Quansah, but only just. It wasn't outside of his silhouette, as they like to call it, and Beadle has kept it out by millimetres.
Quansah kind of trapped it, didn't he, between his body and his thigh, really, just to take the pace out of the ball, and Beadle has got one hand on it on the line.
Yeah, magnificent goalkeeping, the reflexes there, and you are right. I think it might have skimmed Joel Quansah's arm, but it weren't outside of his silhouette, weren't in a natural position. He actually done really well to hold it between his chest and his thigh.
Talking of goalkeepers, by the way, newly introduced rule by IPAB in this competition is the one that's been trialled in Premier League 2 all season, is that goalkeepers can only hold on to the ball for a maximum of 8 seconds. And if they do hold on for it longer than that, then the referee will award a corner. Now, player's been halted here because there is now a potential penalty check ongoing. I mean, how much of a delay has this been?
It's been incredible. I think it's the first opportunity they've had, isn't it? It's the first time that the ball's gone out of play, but I'd be very surprised if this is given.
Check complete, no penalty. Thank goodness for that.
About 4 minutes ago.
There have been some dubious handballs given in various UEFA competitions. We know they have a slightly different interpretation of it there compared to the Premier League, where there were fewer handballs awarded than any other competition in Europe. England's back in possession here and just want to navigate their way through to half-time here with this one goal lead they've got, thanks to Harvey Elliott. A minute left of the 45. Maybe a few added on as well. McAtee receives the ball in midfield, manages to manoeuvre himself into position to move forward. He's carried on his run down the right here. Hutchinson tries to find him but put everything into that to make sure it reached him, which it did, but it forced him wide. McAtee now rolling the ball beneath his foot, edge of the area, onto his left side, gets it back on his right now, into the area, comes through to Livramento on the far side. He can't shoot but holds on to it, waits for the run here of Anderson. He's inside the box, tries to shoot or maybe cross. Either way, deflected behind by Stefan Chalupek. England with a corner late in the first half.
Yeah, England are starting to take control now and dominate, and he did try to cross it, Elliot Anderson. I think probably should have shot hard and low towards Hornicek's legs, and maybe that would have crept in, because there weren't no one in the box really, but good play down the other side. McAtee, Harvey Elliott and Amari Hutchinson combining. Hutchinson just overhit the final pass, but England starting to take control just before half time.
2 added minutes, we're into them now. We've got a second goal here. They have an almighty cushion. It comes all the way through to the far post, missed by everyone, but the referee spotted a foul in there anyway. It's a free kick to Czechia. It's taken by Hornicek to Spashil. Spent the season on loan from Victoria Plzen and Kladec Kralove. Harash. Good play by Anderson. It's a Czechia throw just down in front of us here. Just a 35-minute drive southeast of the capital Bratislava, where the competition started yesterday. According to the stats, over 70% of the population of Dunajská Streda is actually ethnic Hungarians. It's a Slovakian town in name at least, but a very diverse population here. England in possession here with Hutchinson. He's really been able to stretch his Czechia side in the first half. He has not been afraid to carry the ball, as we've seen from him all season. And I guess he's probably one player who you'd imagine his future is up for debate in the summer.
Yeah, I'd say so. Of course, I think he's Premier League quality. I've watched him all season. Ipswich getting relegated, yeah, it will be up for debate whether he gets a move or stays put at Ipswich. But he's been, I'd say, England's best player in terms of attacking, travelling with the ball as well.
Rowe into McAtee, it was a nice ball. McAtee carries on but had a slight challenge from behind and just overran it. And then Hutchinson, it's a foul, it's a free kick here to Czechia after he brought down Patrick Vieira. Some of the fans I think suggesting should have been a yellow card there for Hutchinson, but a free kick only. And that is half time, I think. England's leading at the break. We've played the 2 minutes of additional time. And England, I think, will be very happy indeed to get down the tunnel with their goal lead. Well, the referee had one of those niche ways of blowing the half-time whistle there. In fact, he wants to carry on for a few seconds longer. Now it's half-time, and Darren Ambrose very quickly. England will be happy to go in with a lead to their name. 1-0 they lead at the break. Well, a bit of a pause then here at the start of the second half. Well, it technically is the same for both teams, but if something was to happen and it was missed, then there would be a bit of a stink kicked up, you would imagine. So both teams made to stand out there and wait at the moment. I'm not sure whether Søren Storks, the VAR, has lent on a button he shouldn't have done, but I think the connection might be down here at the moment from the VAR hub to the stadium. So the players just being made to wait. What do you think Lee Carsey would have said to the side at half-time?
Probably same again in terms of possession. Maybe be a little bit more patient in your build-up. Don't try and force it, which they were toward the mid part of the first half. And when you get opportunities, take one, because we've seen with the Czechia players, they can create opportunities, and if they get one and get a goal, they could really frustrate and sit 11 players behind the ball again. So I think the message will be loud and clear. Go and take your opportunities. Same again in terms of possession, but be clinical in front of goal.
So the players still standing out there waiting. Probably a good 2.5 minute delay now. Game was meant to get underway 3 minutes ago, but that was already delayed, and the Azerbaijani referee now just giving some kind of feedback to the players here. And it's the last thing you want, really, isn't it?
Yeah, of course, we see groups of players, the England players, they've got a ball out there, they're passing it between each other. You don't want this to go on too much longer, otherwise the players will... They'll need warming up again, the muscles will relax, and you could see injuries. So whether he announces that it's going to be relatively soon that we start, or get together, have a little warm-up again, he's got to keep those muscles ready.
It looks like the referee is now ready to start the second half. England leading 1-0. Harvey Elliott with the only goal so far after 39 minutes. The referee eventually giving the signal that we can restart here, and we are back underway. England with a lead to protect. They need to get their first 3 points on the board. The top two in each 14 group go through to the quarter-finals. The other UEFA competitions this summer at 17 and 19's level go straight to the semis, but there is a quarter-final to be played here in this competition. England didn't concede a single goal in 2023.
Yeah, that dramatic last-minute penalty save from James Trafford, and then the rebound, which was arguably even better, that won them the tournament. Outstanding not to concede.
Czechia pick the ball up in midfield here after England have given it away, and curling one from distance, but although it was bending towards the far corner, it was really lacking pace, and Beadle able to go down to his left-hand side to pick up.
Yeah, it was very similar to the England attack in the first half. Lost possession, and they got onto the attack, and Sekou, their key man, just under-hit it. Grass, he rolled it along the grass, which took all the power off it.
Elliott 25 yards out, wound up for the shot there, but it was blocked at source. Back to Elliott again now, sliding into the challenge. Rowe trying to get it. Hutchinson, edge of the area, can shoot from distance. Checks onto his right, back onto his left. McAtee inside the area on the left. Trying to find some space, did find some space, but his effort was blocked. And Czechia eventually clear. No, it's not gone very far there. Sukumel, Gray, 10 yards outside the penalty area on the right. He's lost it now to Vitra. Sukumel clips a high ball to the halfway line. Gray. Elliott on the right. It's a ball across the field to where all the space is, and Livramento on the left. Livramento carrying it forward. Hutchinson on the left-hand side. Trying to beat his man. Back to Livramento again. Lovely touch there. Manages to get past 1 and 2. Livramento low in. It's 2-0. And Jonathan Rowe is claiming it. A clutch of England fans behind the goal go absolutely crazy, because the 21's have moved into a 2-0 lead just 2 minutes after half-time. And Jonathan Rowe, that's just his second goal at this level. The Marseille man doubles up for the Young Lions, and England now in complete control.
Yeah, what a start to this half. Interested to see the replay, which we're just getting on our screens now. Firstly, unbelievable play by Livramento. Lovely feet. I think it was an own goal, and I think it's Hornacek, the goalkeeper. I don't think Jonathan Rowe got anything on it, but I'm seeing here Amari Hutchinson back to Livramento. His feet was tremendous, and he attacked and he put it into the box. I think it evaded Prebzel and Jonathan Rowe, and it's come off of Hornacek and gone into the goal. They won't care. They won't care how it's gone in. It's an own goal, 2-0, and you'd have to say that's the 3 points for England, in my opinion.
Hornacek's gone to his shed there, got his spade out and shoveled it into his own net. That was really poor goalkeeping.
It was. He's done everything right today for his team. He's not made an error. But I think he thought either Jonathan Rowe or Prebzel was going to get a touch to it, and they didn't, and it evaded them both. It was an easy pick-up for him. He just got it all wrong. It come off I think it was his right leg, and ended up in his own net.
People say 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline. Should it be here for England?
No, absolutely not. I think there was always going to be comfortable. It was just taking the opportunities when they come. The second one, arguably, was the Czechia's fault, but Livramento was fantastic play.
Hutchinson down the left here. England looking to fill the boots. He goes back on into Anderson. Square here into Scott. 10 yards outside the penalty area on the left-hand side. We've played 49 minutes now. England 2 up against Czechia. McAtee, edge of the area. Elliott inside to Anderson. England quite far advanced here. Elliott switched it out to the left. Livramento played such a key part in that goal. Inside here to Scott, combining passes there with McAtee. England looking like they're enjoying themselves out there now.
Yeah, they can relax now. 2-0, as you said. If Czechia get a goal in the next 5-10 minutes, it could get interesting. But it's been comfortable in terms of possession. Czechia have had their moments, but I can see this not ending 2-0. I think there are going to be a couple more goals for England. As you said, I think this could end 3-4, maybe even 5-0.
These two teams haven't faced off many times in the past. Czechia with just a single win against England back in 2011. And Danny Welbeck was on target for the Young Lions, but keep on seeing replays of that goal that England have just scored, and Hornacek will not want to watch that back again at all.
No, he won't. I'll have to say, though, to his a little bit of defence, it did just touch off Jonathan Rowe's foot, and it diverted the ball a little bit, but it still should have been a comfortable. Oh, that's me. I'm claiming that. Jonathan Rowe running off. He did, but you tell by his face, didn't you, that he knew that wasn't his goal, but just a little bit of Hornacek's defence. It just took it off the trajectory, and it landed on his right foot, but it still should have been a comfortable save.
Well, the way this group is shaping up early on, you would have to say that game on match day 3 between England and Germany is likely to decide the group winner, isn't it? Because Germany already 2-0 up in their game against Slovenia. England 2-0 up here, and both teams would expect to beat the other team as Czechia come forward. And just as Darren Ambrose was saying a minute ago, if they get a quick goal, then England might be in trouble. And Daniel Phelan powered a header home, and Czechia are right back in this game.
They certainly are, right on cue as well. I was saying it could be 3-4 or 5-0 unless they score in the next 5-10 minutes. Didn't even take that long. A minute, 2 minutes. It's great play from the front players, and it's safe. Cuts inside. It's easy. He's allowed the crossing Cresswell, too easy. And it's Philo, brilliant run across the defenders. Again, probably too easy. I think it's Livramento just allows him to come inside, but the front players combining. and it's a lovely header into the corner. Beadle has absolutely no chance. I don't know what he's doing in the end. He's kind of starfish jumped into his net, but they're back in it. It's 2-1, and it's changed the game once again.
So Fila with his 6th goal in his last 6 games for Czechia under-21s. He played a big part in getting them here, scored a crucial goal away to Belgium in their playoff first leg back in November. And he has just brought this stadium back to life again, that, as I was saying earlier, is majority filled with Czechia fans. England with just a couple of hundred dotted around this ground. They'll be hoping that'll be the first of 2. Well, their coach did say they'd need to score 2 to get any kind of result. That is for sure. With the way this game has panned out, maybe my talk of England-Germany settling the group might be a bit premature.
Maybe. I still see England winning this game, but I'm almost eating my own words there, because I said it could have ended up 3, 4 or 5-0 unless they score early, and they did immediately. It was a good goal all round. The front players combining really, really well. Sake's probably been their best player, most threatening player, but this time a lovely assist for Fila, and it was a good header.
Ball high towards Rowe, couldn't quite take it down. He was challenged strongly there by Gunik Shabche's Filip Prepsel. Czechia with it with Sake down the left wing here, running at Gray. England with a double defensive unit there to defend against him in the end, and it is blocked and out of play. England do have a throw in, but they're just looking a little bit troubled here at the moment, with Czechia getting in their faces.
Yeah, we've seen a different side to Sake as well. He's predominantly starting down the left-hand side in this half. He didn't do that at all in the first half, and it allows him to come in, either go down the outside, seems comfortable on his left foot, or allows him to do what he's done there twice in a row, cut inside, too easy to allow the initial cross to come in. But it's a lovely delivery into the box.
Anderson to the left-hand side here to Livramento. Back to Anderson. England looking to try and reset and do what they were doing well at the start of the half here. Livramento. Back out to Kwanzaa. Livramento midway inside the Czechia half here, England. Down the left to Hutchinson. He's really looked at home over on that side. His natural side, but you rarely see it with wide players these days. But here come Czechia onto the halfway line. They've got 4 forward here. England only have 3 back, but a poor ball doesn't make its way through to Sake, and Gray intercepts and carries it forward for England. Driving into the middle of the field now. Hutchinson, edge of the area, fires one, didn't really catch it, hit it really low in fact, and it was blocked on the edge of the penalty area.
This game is certainly opening up. I think Fila chose the wrong option. May have been Danek down the right hand side, was open. He opted to try and find Sake. It was under hit, and then down the other end, and Hutchinson with a weak effort. But as we said, they have to come out. If they're 2-1 down, they have to try to create something, which is going to open up gaps for these England players.
The games I've seen in this competition so far, cramp has been a big factor, of course, at the end of everyone's long club season. Interesting to see what changes and when Lee Carsley decides to make here for England. Stay together was his cry out there to the team just now. England have with Gray on the halfway line in the right back position. Scott back to Cresswell. Plays square to Kwanzaa, but goes back to Beadle. To Kwanzaa now on the left hand side. Cresswell. Turn penalty area here. Looking up and wanted to play that ball a bit further forward, but plays it square to Gray. He goes back to Beadle, whose first touch put him under pressure, but England zigzag their way out of trouble. Kwanzaa towards halfway. Anderson makes himself available, but Kwanzaa spins and goes the opposite direction and carries it into the Czechia half. He's taken on 3 here. Kwanzaa still going. Plays it out to the right-hand side to Elliott. Kwanzaa stays forward in this attack. Now trots back as the pace is just taken out of it here for England. I think England want to play this game at a higher tempo, at a higher pace, but they just don't really have the space to operate in that fashion.
No, it's been a great shape by Czechia players, and I agree with you. They just need to take the sting out of the game at the moment, take the sting out of the Czechia progress, especially in the last 5 minutes.
Hutchinson on the left wing, running at Hadash, his cross. England claiming handball there, but the referee doesn't react. Livramento left corner of the penalty area. He trots into the box. On the outside of it is Hutchinson. Anderson trying to cross from a deep position. And there's a Czechia player in a rather delicate area. Not a head injury, for the referee opting to stop play.
Yeah, Murray Hutchinson still claiming a handball from the initial one. There's no sign of a VAR check or nothing. Yeah, he gets a...
Oh, it might have winded him, in fact. I think it's come off his chest. It's the winger, Christoph Danek, who's gone down.
Yeah, it's not the nicest of feelings, getting winded.
Ross watching on, wondering whether he might have to make a change here. Just being made to wait, and it gives them a chance here just to catch their breath after a furious start to this second half. We played 57.5 minutes. Czechia 1 now, England 2. It's 1-0 to England at half-time, but Jonathan Rowe credited with the second goal for England, making it 2-0 3 minutes into the second half, but just 3 minutes after that, Fila making it 2-1. The restart, England in possession. Concert back into his own half to Cresswell. Touched on it earlier, but 3 games at this stage of the season in a very warm environment is a lot for these players, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 3 games in 6 days, as you said, after a long, grueling season that most of these have played, if not for their respective first teams, but they'd have played their games for their under-23s and other stuff in terms of training. It's tough in a hostile environment, in a hot weather as well, but you love it. You have to love it as a player. You love these tournament-style football games. You want to play in every minute of every game, but that's down to Lee Carsley and the coaching staff. Ashley Cole, we just see on the bench. That's what it's down to. They need to manage these players. Maybe makes a lot of changes into the next game.
England come forward here. Scott on the left-hand side. Just inside the penalty area, then goes out a bit again. Into the D now is McAtee. Into Hutchinson, who takes a touch and turns, gets the shot away, but it was well blocked there on the edge of the area. Czechia always quick to throw bodies in the way, and England with a throw on the left wing here, just about in line with the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, just hounded out on the 20-yard. That's twice in a row when he picked up the ball. Murray Hutchinson looks to get the shot off. We know he can strike the ball from distance. 3 or 4 players around him.
Hutchinson crossing from deep here, but it's past McAtee. Will be turned away by Sukumel. Out of play by the Sparta Prague man. And in terms of this England team, I think a lot of teams would like to rotate for match day 2, so that the A team can come back for match day 3. And that would certainly suit England with Slovenia next up, but they need to win this one first.
Yeah, absolutely. If they can get this one over the line, which we expect them to do still, maybe by 1 or 2 more goals, then yes, they can make their changes, and you'd expect them to beat Slovenia as well, whatever 11 they put out, which then opens it up to picking their best side once again against Germany next Wednesday.
Luciano Valente has pulled a goal back for the Netherlands. The Groningen man has made it Finland 2, the Netherlands 1 now in the game elsewhere tonight. 2 stadiums in the east of the country, but the majority are clustered together very close to where we are here. So plenty of the team facing themselves in and around Bratislava. Harvielli, lovely touch to bring himself in from the right-hand side. McAtee inside the box on the right. Showed a bit too much of it there to Sukumel, who brings it away, but gives it away. Ray plays it back forward again, but Czechia in possession. Both teams keep on sacrificing possession. Hutchinson slides into it back here. Rowe up towards the edge of the area now. Anderson. England in no rush here. Scott. Elliott, edge of the area on the right. England trying to create a chance here, but it really hasn't been easy for them. McAtee, like he's going to open up onto his left, he does now and curls one towards goal, but no real power or bend to take it right into the corner. And collecting it this time is Hornicek.
Once again, a couple of wrong options. We see Harvielli, he just played a lovely touch inside Sukumel, and it opened up for him to go and get a strike at goal, or at least attack the goal. And he tried a reverse pass to McAtee, probably the wrong option. And that one there, McAtee, another one, chose the wrong option to hit a shot, a weak shot in the end. Hornicek, he ended up catching it.
Sukumel down the left, trying to cross here, and he's forced it behind of Archie Gray. It is a corner for Czechia. Sukumel raising his hand to try and rev up the fans behind the goal. They might need them now as a 12th man. If they are to equalise against England, they have their fourth corner of the game.
Yeah, and they're noisy. I've been impressed with the Czechia players, the Czechia team, the shape. They've really built and grown in confidence as well towards the back end of the first half, even after going a goal down. And the support are really trying to get them back into this.
So a left wing corner here for Czechia in front of their massive travelling fans. The ball is headed down from the corner. It might have been Philip Trepsel there, but grabbed by Beadle. And England looking to move out quickly. Slow down straight away there by Livramento. He had the chance to drive there, and he's shown already his ball carrying is right up there in this team.
Yeah, again, it's just wrong options at this stage of the game. As you said, you really could have attacked, and with a few of their attacking players out the game, but trying to be patient again, and when you need to try and be patient, they're trying to force it. So it's just opening game nerves, I'd say. I think they might still need another goal. I think the Czechia coach said, didn't he, that they would need two to get a result, that they're really going to be going for that second goal.
Adam Kadabets is getting ready to come on here for Czechia, attacking midfielder. So he just turned 21. Season on loan at Hamburg from Sparta Prague. In possession. It's been a familiar tale throughout this game. We've had 70% of the ball now. Czechia clear it away, and they'll start with Ponta again inside their own half. From Lee Kazi's point of view, 63 minutes gone. You thinking about maybe freshening things up?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think maybe Jay Stansfield, give another option, an out-and-out centre-forward that could come up with a goal. Ranieri as well on the bench, surprised to see him on the bench. I think we spoke about that before. Maybe he can come on, just freshen things up. I think Czechia are starting to do that now, bringing on their players. Karabets as well coming on. I think he's got a goal in him, experienced player. So I'd expect to see England make some changes soon.
Daniel Fila has come off here for Czechia to be replaced by Kadabets. Just wonder whether that might give them a slight change in shape here, and maybe just give them that extra body a little bit deeper to get back on the ball again. Hutchinson here for England, inside to Scott. Now the space from McAtee on the right. He's got Gray flying past him on the outside. Elliott takes it, right corner of the penalty area, scoops it into the middle. McAtee helps it on. Oh, England just trying to be a bit too clever. Back out to Anderson. Livramento, edge of the D, trying to curl one. It was blocked there by the defender, Chalupek. Back out to Gray. Elliott firmly fixed to this right wing at the moment. Anderson, midway inside the Czechia half, to Gray in the right back position. Elliott's being able to really express himself as much as he would like in that position. I guess it's a problem for whether it's he or McAtee who's furthest wide, because neither of them really want to run with the ball and drive at players. They want to be able to come inside and play little reverses.
Yeah, that's exactly right, into their favoured left foot as well. And Amari Hutchinson would be the same if he was out there. They're really good at interchanging the England forwards. We've seen that, and I'm sure we'll see that a lot more in the games to come, in the end of this game as well. But yeah, it's been a difficult opener at the moment. I think they need another goal.
The Czechia coach, Jan Suchuparek, said that their camp of preparation was very good, and he thinks that their team is strong enough to be competitive against anyone they face in this tournament. But he said in order to be successful for them, they're going to have to put in a performance that will perhaps be even beyond the possibilities of the players that he selected. So no pressure. They're really going to have to up their levels here if they are to equalise against England.
Let's hope that weren't his team talk then.
Here's Gray inside the centre circle.
How to build confidence, eh? I love you lot, but you're not good enough.
Maybe slightly different. Maybe in your playing days when social media wasn't so much of a thing, but as the ball played forward here to Rowe, takes it outside the penalty area, comes back out to McAtee. It's being marshalled by one of the defenders here, pushed wide by Spasil. Harvey Elliott, Anderson, and work it back out, and Gray on the halfway line. I was just going to ask you, with social media and journalists posting quotes and everything from press conferences and interviews now, are players really checking into that? Are they curious about what the coach is saying?
Some will. Look, I've always noticed throughout my career, it was the start of social media. The ones that went to the very, very top didn't let any of that affect you. Didn't really care for what was said, whether it was quotes from the management, quotes from players, supporters, and that's that mental toughness you need. But I've certainly seen players, and I was probably guilty of that myself, that took it a little bit to heart, and then you don't end up getting to where you want to get. So I'm sure these players know exactly how to handle the social media side of things.
A lot of time to kill in those hotels, though, in tournaments like this, I'm guessing.
FIFA. Just take your PlayStation, get FIFA going. Yeah, they've got everything, haven't they, in the hotels? They don't even bring their own pool table. Not the players, but pool tables, table tennis. They'll have everything.
Do well to check that in. Might have to pay a bit extra with Ryanair for that. I think England have showed at the tournaments they've had, whether it be the seniors or the age group ones in recent years, they've really equipped the players with everything they could want to use in their spare time.
It'll be dartboards now, I tell you, it'll be dartboards. You can get that through Customs.
England making changes, and attacking ones as well. Jay Stansfield is going to come on. Ethan Waneri is going to win just his third cap. They will come on here, and they will replace. But James McAtee is going to be one of those to make way, and Jonathan Rowe as well. He might be one of those maybe whose position could be under threat in that Germany game.
Yeah, you'd have to say, you got a feel for Jonathan Rowe. It's not his natural position. He's asked to do a job. Liam Delap being out of the squad, he gets a number 9 shirt. He was arguably involved in the second goal. He's been credited with it, but I think that once they review that, it will be an own goal from Hornicek. But I think, depending on how Jay Stansfield does, I think it could really be a telltale.
Ashley Cole's really getting himself in a scrap here with the fourth official. He is Lee Carsey's assistant, but some confusion, I think, about the substitutions, and the fourth official beckoning him over there by name. Makes it slightly easier when it's been an elite player who's one of the coaching staff, but eventually Stansfield does come on. The fourth official not at all happy there with Ashley Cole and his administrative duties. You might still be able to hear on the effects microphones we've got around the pitch that the fourth official, who is Simone Sosa of Italy, is telling Ashley Cole that he's made a mistake with the electronic board. The Italian not prepared to take any responsibility whatsoever, and the UEFA official now asking Ashley Cole to sign some extra paperwork. What is going on?
Brilliant.
McAtee and Rowe are the players who have gone off, and Waneri and Stansfield are those who've come on. And McAtee has handed over the armbands. Whether they've played well or not, one thing you can never argue about the likes of McAtee, Elliott, Hutchinson and Rowe, they've tried to make things happen.
Oh, they don't shy away. They don't shy away from the ball. Always available, always wanted it, always trying to create. And look, sometimes these flair players, they're going to have bad games or they're going to make bad decisions because they're trying the unexpected. And all of those players that you mentioned there, they do try the unexpected. Match winners on their day, on form, sometimes can make the wrong decision, but I think they've done well.
Final 20 minutes here in the town of Damascus Trader. England with a slender lead. They'll be more than happy to end their first game with this scoreline if they can hold on.
I think they'll be happy with another goal in the next 5 to 10 minutes, just to ease and calm the nerves. Because Czech players will certainly be trying to get something. It'll be an unbelievable result for them if they can get something out of this game.
Ethan Waneri, who played 37 times last season for Arsenal. He made his debut at the age of 15 when we saw him come on against Brentford. That was almost 3 years ago now. Time has flown by. Slight pause in the game here. Referee not happy with something, but we do continue now. I think from our point of view, England's point of view, as soon as they get that third goal, that's game over.
Yeah, I think that will ease the pressure, wasn't it? The nervousness towards the end of the match. It's the last 5 minutes and it's staying like this. I'm sure we'll see a couple of the big players going up top, trying to get back in the game, trying to hit that equaliser. I think Lee Carsley will be pleased to see his team go 3-1 up.
Great. It's back here to Cresswell, across to Quanta, Livramento to Anderson. Just to hook it high and hook it forward. It's partially cleared away. No look pass there from Harvey Elliott. Hutchinson. Elliott now on the left-hand side. Livramento flying forward to get up with him. Couldn't quite receive it inside the box, but it's out of play for an England throw. It's 10 yards up from the corner flag on the left-hand side.
Got some energy, Livramento. We've seen that when he plays for Newcastle. Up and down, great engine. It allows Archie Gray, just sits there and allows him to do that.
Elliott now wearing the captain's armband for England. McAtee having gone off. England seem to be in that situation now where they're not trying to force a third goal. If the opportunity comes for it, then great, but possession seems more important to them.
Yeah, it seems to have been that way the whole match as well. And as you said, once they create an opportunity, they need to take it. Because they will, last 5-10 minutes, we'll certainly see a couple of bigger players go upfield.
Oh, wonderful skill by Ethan Waneri into the box. Ethan Waneri could have finished it there, fires wide. It goes behind for a corner, but a glimpse there of what the Arsenal man is all about.
Wow. Straight away, soon as he comes, drops his shoulder, nutmegs Sukamel, comes immediately onto his favoured left foot. It's good sliding talent in the end. I think it was Spatial that just made the challenge, but already a glimpse of his talent. Makes you wonder why he wasn't starting this match.
Moving around with some shimmer as well. He's got a great pair of boots on that look very similar to those old Mercurials that the old Ronaldo used to wear back in the day. And he nearly finished off in spectacular style there. It is though a corner to England. 73 gone. They lead by 2-1 as Cresswell tries to get his head to the ball, but Czechia clear. Back out to Anderson. To the left-hand side it goes into Scott and back to Anderson again. Livramento's inside the centre circle. Gray is outside of it on the right-hand side. Elliott fires it forward to the edge of the box. Finds Waneri. Gets it out of his feet, shifts it to Hutchinson, who tries to curl one, blocked behind. England with another corner, and they've suddenly just upped the ante here.
Yeah, they've handled this situation really well. Amari Hutchinson coming in onto his favourite left foot once again, and as we said before, we know he can strike them, but they are shutting him down as quick as they can. This time it was Krebsel with the block, not allowing him any opportunity to pick his spot. Deflected that one off for a corner.
Corner that England are desperate to try and force home. They have the best attack across qualifying for the Euro, having netted 41 times. They've failed to score now in just one of 26 competitive games. It's a corner on the left. Scott is going to take it, puts it in high towards Cresswell and Quanta as well, and Cresswell forced it home. England have 3, which surely means 3 points now. A power slide from the Toulouse man as he goes off to celebrate in the corner, and England surely now are over the line.
That's what they wanted. That was the goal they wanted. That's the goal they needed. Lee Carsley's men. And it was the number 5 against the number 5. It was good movement from Cresswell. It was up against Chalopek, and he just wanted it more. The desire to get on the end of that. He out-jumped them all. And it's a lovely head. It's a good ball. Alex Scott right into a dangerous area. Just showed more desire, more hunger to get on the end of that. Leapt above everyone, and it's a lovely header into the corner. Hornicek stood no chance.
The former Leeds man climbed so high there. A man who's been involved with the 21's for many a year. He was an unused substitute in the final 2 years ago. He's going to be a firm fixture in the team as long as England go on this year. And he's got a goal here for England to make it 3-1, but this goal is being reviewed.
As they always do. Maybe they're looking at, I think Amari Hutchinson was on the line, it didn't touch him. I don't see this any reason to be ruled out. It's good movement, good delivery, good header. Arguably he was getting held by Chalupek, but for me it's a good goal. 3-1 to England, that's what you should say.
And England, having made it 3-1, are going to make a change here. Sam Illing Jr. is going to come on. He hasn't had a great season, really. He was at Bologna in the first half of the season on loan from Villa. Second half of the campaign on loan at Middlesbrough. Edged off into a mid-table finish in the end for Michael Carrick's side, who lost their manager in the end. But Illing Jr. here, formerly of Juventus and Chelsea, is going to come on, and he will replace Omari Hutchinson. What have you made of him tonight?
Probably England's best player in terms of his attacking threat. He's an exciting player, gets bumped off seats, doesn't he? Runs at players, very positive. In terms of in front of goal or chances, not really happened for him. A couple of blocks. But yeah, I've been really impressed. I think we'll certainly be seeing him in the next couple of games. I think he'll want to play every single game. Been impressed with him tonight.
Illing Jr., who was 2022 Under-19 European Championship winner with England. He will try and help the young Lions and age group up here. Czechia trying to rally themselves here to come forward and try and make a game of this in the closing stages, but England in possession again. Anderson couldn't quite help it. I fancy the challenge there against the midfielder Stransky. Danek wide to the right hand side by Vitra here for Czechia. They've got two inside the box, one of them is safe. Danek was getting in there as well. Stansfield trying to put himself about but can't get a touch of the ball for now. Czechia have it down the right hand side. Krebsel fired across and came through a few bodies there, but Friedel went down to grab it. No problems for England.
Yeah, comfortable save, Friedel. He has to be, not had much to do today, but what he has done, apart from the goal, which I don't think he stood a chance, he's done really well today, and he's comfortable with his feet, and I think that's the style, that's the way that England wants to play under Lee Carsley as well.
Cresswell hammers it away here for England downfield, looking for the run of Harvey Elliott. Elliott, the man you expect to be in Liverpool next year?
I think he enjoys it, I think he likes it there, but no player likes not playing as much as they feel they deserve, or they should be, and we've heard him speak about this before. He wants to play every game. He accepts he's at a top club. I think we might see him move on, whether it's permanent or a loan for the season, because a player with his ability needs to be playing games.
I think this tournament as a whole is as much maybe of a talent spotter's paradise as it used to be, given all the data and video available now. Do you think if you are a player who is playing at this tournament and you have something about you, you probably could have been spotted for your club already?
Yeah, of course, but nothing beats actually watching the player in the flesh, showing what they're about, showing what they can do. Data and analysts can say and look up what they want. But I mean, most of the, if not all the England players are household names, everyone knows. But in terms of the other players, they'll be looking to impress, because as I said, nothing beats watching a player in the flesh.
And I guess ultimately it's a high intensity game as well, isn't it, where you can really judge a player who's got to be at the top of their level.
Absolutely, yeah. And look, we've seen tournaments like this, we've seen senior tournaments as well, players that you've never heard of come to forefront and get moved to the Premier League and really excel. And I think every player in this tournament will be looking to progress in their career, whether it's for their club, getting in their starting 11 in terms of Harvey Elliott, the case, or getting a fantastic move into a bigger club. I think these are what this tournament's all about.
Changes here for Czechia, a double change on 81 minutes with Stransky and Danek both making way. Coming on is Alexander Sojka of Victoria Pilsen, and also introduced is Filip Veketa of Kolbina, the Czech-based side. Many of them do play in their homeland, but a number of this squad do play at random clubs across Europe as well. I mentioned the likes of Venezia, where Daniel Fila plays. Václav Stake with Famalicão in Portugal, a team that's risen up to the top flight in recent years. Austria, Germany, Poland among the clubs represented by these players as well. Anderson gives it away. Czechia in possession on the edge of their own penalty area with Adam Karabets, who came on earlier. Ball down the right-hand side, which is being chased by Sojka, who's just come on. Ponce doing enough against him for now, but Czechia managed to retain possession. One thing they have managed to do, and have tried to do every time they've got themselves up towards the final third, is throw bodies into the box so that if they can deliver, they might have a chance. They throw three into the area here as the ball goes wide to the right-hand side for Karabets to potentially cross. Livramento holding on to him now and holds on to his arm, pulling Karabets back there, and eventually the referee gives the free kick. The assistant referee was only 2 or 3 yards away, but didn't flag, but eventually the referee whistles.
Yeah, I think it was the right decision. He to get pulled back. Livramento he just got the better of him, Karabets, and Livramento pulled him back. It's the right decision. As you said, I'm surprised the assistant referee didn't flag there for a foul, but the referee see it.
There has only been 1 yellow card in the game. That was given to Elliot Anderson after 15 seconds. England preparing more changes. Hayden Hackney will come on here, as well as Tyler Morton, as they look to freshen things up in the middle of the park. Beadle just trying to rev up his side in front of him here as they prepare to defend this free kick, which is deep and long. Goes behind off Anderson, or so it seemed. It was being challenged for there by Karol Spasiel as well. And it's being given as a goal kick here to England. But there is a potential penalty check.
Well, I agree with you. I don't think it's a penalty from what I see, but it certainly looked like a corner off Elliot Anderson at the back post.
Just seeing a replay of England's third goal to prove that Omari Hutchinson was onside. Now these England changes will take place. They are going to take off Elliot Anderson. A yellow card, which makes sense. No need for him to get himself sent off in the closing stages should he need to stop a Czechia attack. And also making way is Alex Scott as well. Solid performances from both of those?
Yeah, both really well. Alex Scott, I think, popped up in some great positions, as did Elliot Anderson. I think they just tried to control the game, tried to control possession in the centre of the park for England. They've certainly done that in terms of possession. They've got forward into some good positions. I think it's been a good performance all round. I must say Czechia players have really contributed to that as well. They've surprised me how they've dealt with the England team as well. 3-1 if it stays is a good result for the Czechia players. But they've really had a go.
Yeah, they move on for their next game against Germany. All 3 of their games in this stadium. They've got the late kick-off on Sunday. England the early starters. Live on Talk Sport against Slovenia. 5 o'clock kick-off in Nitra. So we'll be moving to. England in possession here with Hackney. Inside the Czechia half, Ponce to Livramento on the left-hand side. Hilling Jr. fairly central. Emily operates off the left-hand side. Elliot. Elliot, the only player of the front 6 now who hasn't been replaced and won't be as well, with England having made all 5 of their changes. Here to Beadle, who somewhat slices his kick into the air. We've got 5 minutes left of normal time here on TalkSport 2. Pushed to the ground there, Harvey Elliott. It's a free kick to England. Just to mark your card about the games we've got coming up for you on the TalkSport network in a second, as Czechia prepare 2 further changes. They're going to send on Josef Kozule of Slovan Liberec. He will come on here for Patrick Vitra. And they're also going to take off here Matej Haraš, the right wing back. He'll be replaced by Ondrej Kličpaluši of Teplice, winning his 9th cap. So double change for Czechia, who surely know they're beaten at this stage and probably just want to give 1 or 2 of their Regular starters some rest ahead of that massive game that it is for them now against Germany. Billy Jr. Back to Elliot. TalkSport exclusive at 7:30 on Sunday. That's after we're done with England's second game. It's the Soccer Aid 11 against England. That is at Old Trafford. Ollie Klink and Jason Cundy, your commentators for that one. And then the Club World Cup comes into play as well. Sunday night, Joe Shannon and Scott Minto will bring you Paris Saint-Germain, the champions of Europe, against Atletico Madrid. And then Monday night, it is Joe Shannon and Scott Minto once again with Chelsea against Los Angeles FC. Wednesday, Manchester City against the Moroccan side, Wydad Casablanca. Terry Groves and Ian Danta on TalkSport 2 for that one. We've also got the other England game to bring you on that night. England against Germany. Thursday, Inter Miami against Porto. Kevin Hatchard and Terry Groves will be with you for that one. And then Friday, it's Chelsea against Flamengo. Once again, Joe Shannon and Scott Minto, who are going to be very friendly by the end of that tournament. Beadle has hammered the ball out of play here. It's a Czechia throw, and Beadle's just about cleared the stand with that one as well. Stadium a little bit lower here than Hillsborough. Plenty of Czechia fans now starting to head for home, or their temporary home at least. They'll be staying tonight, I'm sure. Czechia in possession with Sojka, who goes back into his own half. And the left-hand side now, they come forward with Fitz-Falusi, who's just come on. Picked into the area by Sojka. Nearly fell there invitingly for Veketa. Czechia go all the way back in the end to Hornacek and start again.
Well, it was inches away from Vegeta's head. If that got there and he headed that in, that would have made it a real interesting last minute and a half, plus whatever's going to be added on to this match. But just over hit the cross. I think it was Sojka. I'm pronouncing that right.
You've clearly been working on your Czech. So, it is the free kick here to Czechia on the left-hand side. Just to go through some of the stats, England have actually only had an XG of 0.88 in this game, 1.46 for Czechia, if that's your thing. 71% possession for England. 14 shots, 6 of which have been on target. They've scored with 3 of them. 10 shots for Czechia, 6 of which have been on target as well. Only 1 goal for them. That's why England are surely going to run out 3-1 winners here as we enter the final 40 seconds of normal time. We saw that early flash from Ethan Moneri, didn't we, when he came on, but hasn't really been able to get on the ball too much since then.
No, it's been quite difficult actually. England just trying to see this match out now that after they got the 3rd goal. Czechia really struggling to create anything at the moment. I think if we needed a goal, then perhaps we'd see more of Waneri getting onto the ball and more of his attacking threat.
A good 4 or 5 minutes to come here of added time. Waneri trying to hold on to it. He can't. Czechia come forward, scoot forward brilliantly here into the penalty area. A chance for them. It was struck towards goal by Filip Veketa. And Beadle patted it away before grabbing it at the 2nd attempt. And that could have made things interesting as we enter 5 minutes of additional time.
That's a big chance going into added time of 5 minutes. Just didn't get the right connection. Bit tentative his effort. Done everything right, cutting onto his favoured right foot, Vegeta. Just under hit his shot, and it's comfortable in the end for James Beadle. Could have been a real interesting last 5 minutes.
Come out back here into the pencil. Hasn't really been, and you might tell me I'm totally wrong here, to me at least it doesn't feel like there's been an awful lot in the game. England have obviously taken their moments when they've had them, but for the most part watching it, find England have had more of the ball, but it's been fairly competitive.
Yeah, I agree. I think that summarised it perfectly. I think
I'll take that.
You're absolutely right. They've just been a little bit more clinical in front of goal. Obviously, they got that little bit of luck with Hornacek with the own goal of the 2nd goal. Arguably, they scored the goal of the game. with Fila. Lovely ball by Safe, great header. But I agree with you. More possession England have had. They've looked comfortable without creating too much in terms of goal mouth action. I think he'll be relatively pleased with tonight's performance, and a lot to work on, a lot to build on.
He's certainly not a manager who rides the roller coaster, though, is he? He's very, straight in everything that he does. Doesn't get too excited, doesn't get too down.
Yeah, that's the best way to be, especially in these tournaments, these international tournaments.
One area is spun away from Sukamel brilliantly there, trying to weave his way through, might still go. Grace inside the box, shoots, it's blocked, comes back out, and now the offside flag goes up. I went to West Brom in March to see the 21s play Portugal there, and One area scored a brilliant goal. Just glides around the field. He's so nice to watch as a footballer.
Yeah, very comfortable on the ball, as you said. Lovely footwork. But arguably Archie Gray could have just walked away from that. He was in offside position. Waneri would have just stepped onto that and probably placed it into the goal. But we've already seen twice he's had an opportunity to run at his defender. He's got a lovely bodywork.
2.5 minutes gone of the 5 added on. It's Czechia 1, England 3 here in the opening game for England in this Under-21 Championship, live here on TalkSport 2. Waneri. A little pirouette of his own there in the centre circle. No one can get the ball off him. Here's Gray. Lovely turn there by Stansfield, who leaves his defender behind him. Man who had so much pressure put on his shoulders at the start of this season when he moved to Birmingham City for a fee in excess of £15 million in League One. He'll be playing in the Championship this year. But you would imagine he might be one of those to come in against Slovenia and start the next game.
Yeah, I think so. I think he needs to change it up a little bit. I think it was a quiet game from Jonathan Rowe. As I said, felt for him a little bit. It's not his natural position. Jay Stansfield will certainly feel he deserves an opportunity to show what he's about. First real time we've seen him have a touch today since his arrival, and it was a lovely touch at that.
Czechia in possession late on here with Alexander Sojka. With Kalabets, who helps it up the line, but out of play it goes. England with a goal kick, and that will just about be that with a minute left on the clock here. What have we learned about England tonight? What can they take forward as a group into the next game?
I think obviously the result is a good result. It was a difficult game against a difficult side to play against. Real good shape. They've just run out of steam, run out of huff and puff, the Czechia team. And I think that just the sheer patience that England have showed and the clinicalness when they had their opportunities, I think they can really build on this. And going into the Slovenia game, I think, look, we expect them to win that again, and then we'll look to the Germany game next Wednesday. I think he'll be pleased with the performance, and it allows him to change this up now on Sunday.
And on the face of it, at least, no injuries either. Clean bill of health, no suspensions, no problems. Full squad to pick from.
Yeah, absolutely. That's always a bonus. The last thing you want to do, especially in the opener, is pick up any injuries. I mean, we had a booking, didn't we, in the opening 20 seconds, which is a bit frustrating. Nothing since, but it's always good to not pick up injuries and get through clean bill of health. Everyone rest tomorrow, and the players that didn't play, give a little bit more in training and look towards Sunday.
Well, those Czechia fans still making plenty of noise, proud of their side's efforts tonight in the game. I'm sure they weren't expecting to win, and a game that ultimately England have won. The Young Lions off and running here in Slovakia. 3 points after 3 goals on the opening night for Lee Carsley's side. They led after 39 minutes through Harvey Elliott. Jonathan Rowe was claiming a second goal 3 minutes into the second half, but in truth it was a massive mistake from Lukas Honacek, the goalkeeper, who pushed it into his own net. Things were made interesting just a few minutes later as Daniel Fila reduced the deficit to 1. A towering header from Charlie Cresswell made the point safe for England. 14 minutes from time to give us a full-time score here at the DAC Arena. Darren Ambrose, Czechia 1, England 3, and it is job done.